We're setting peace for the sacrifice, wanting our hearts just to stay alive. 'Cause when it comes down to you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, as we talked about in the past, the Gecko, she didn't work out so much. So guess what I did? I took all the guts and I shoved it into an IFlight IH3 frame, and the results are much, much better. So let's go over a few of the details and some of the differences, and then we're just gonna get straight into the flight footage because I know that's what you guys wanna see. One of the first notable changes, as I mentioned earlier, that the props that I'm running are a little bit too aggressive, I think, for cinematic flying. They were the Gemfan 3052s, and they had a lot of grip and bite in the air, but I think they were introducing vibrations into the setup, and that's why the footage wasn't as necessarily as desirable as I thought it would be. So now I've switched out to the Gemfan Wind Dancer 3028s, and they've helped mellow out the throttle a little bit. Instead of hovering at like, I don't know, less than 17%, maybe 15 to 17% throttle, I'm at about 25% now. So it's made the quad a little bit more controllable, and hopefully I'm gonna get a little bit longer flight time. Some other things I had to do to get the parts in this frame was design a couple custom 3D printed parts. The first one that's worth noting is I redesigned the stock camera mounts in order to fit the RunCam Hybird. I don't know if you can see or not in the video, but this design has 3 mounting holes. If you choose the bottom hole for the Hybird, it's going to allow for a little bit more down tilt. If you choose the top hole, you're going to get a little bit more up tilt. So you're going to be able to adjust this camera from about 10 degrees to probably about 35, 40 degrees using this mount. And I'm sure you can see that this camera is a lot to stuff in there, but this mount is what's going to make it possible. It also still has the stock center hole, which is going to allow you to mount a variety of other cameras. Around the back side, I'm using my classic Immortal T Mount. It just so happened that it worked perfect for this frame. So if you guys are looking to do a similar setup, just download my Immortal T Mount from Thingiverse, print it out, strap it on your quad, and you're good to go. One of the other items is I did a custom AXII Mini mount. These AXIs are probably one of my favorites, so of course I'm gonna run it. Now this frame did come with a mount for a full-size AXII, but I think the whole thing was a little large and out of proportion for this particular quad. So I designed my own, inspired after the original one, and this guy's a little bit smaller. I think it fits the quad much, much better. Couple of things that I don't wanna forget to mention is that this frame is a little bit shorter than the Gecko frame. Therefore, it made it a little trickier to get the electronics in here, and I could not fit the original 32-bit AIKON ESC in here that I was originally using in the Gecko. Essentially, what I had to do is I had to find the smallest ESC I could find on the market, which just so happens to be an IFlight BLHES unit. I would have preferred to continue with 32-bit because it's a little bit smoother, but in this case, it just simply wasn't going to work out. And this was the best thing I could find to put in here. One thing that I want to mention that I'm not really a fan of with the IFlight ESCs is they're tremendously noisy. And I do have lines in my FPV video feed now that I'm running this ESC. Of course, I do have a gigantic capacitor attached, and I'm sure that's helping a little bit, but the video is just simply not as clear as it was when I was using the AIKON unit. So there you have the big difference and changes that I made from the Gecko to now the new IFlight IH3 frame. I think really about the only thing we have to do is strap a couple batteries onto this thing and get some flight footage. And let's take a look at the difference in the performance from the Gecko frame to this one. I know the footage is going to be a lot better.
You pull me in, push me away. You chase my heart, then hit the brakes. You hold my head underwater until I can't take no more. I wanna breathe you in, baby, but what are we fighting for? We're setting peace for the sacrifice, wanting our hearts just to stay alive. 'Cause when it comes down to you and I, whoa, it's You pull me in, push me away. You hold my head underwater until I can't take no more. I wanna breathe you in, baby, but what are we fighting for? We're setting first for the sacrifice, burning our hearts just to stay alive. 'Cause when it comes down to you and me, whoa, it's wild. It's wild, wild, wild love. Wild, wild.
Well, there you have it. I think we're done with this project for now. I think everything turned out pretty well overall, but that's pretty much all I got for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.